Someone asked about burner computers and burner phones. At this rate, I personally will not be bringing any burner equipment. It just doesn't feel worth the time or effort. If you follow the right rules and you follow the right instructions for connecting to the internet, you're probably gonna be fine. So what's my one secret piece of advice for Defcon? I'm Allie Diamond, and this is ThreatWire. Do you know what a Cucumber News Week is? I didn't either. One of my Twitch viewers told me about the idea of a Cucumber News Week, essentially from where they're from, which I believe was Norway, in that there just wasn't much to cover, so you end up covering either silly or frivolous news stories. But instead of covering silly and frivolous news stories, we have Hacker Summer Camp coming up, and I thought, what better to use our time than to answer some questions that you may have about going to Defcon. I did post on my Instagram as well as the Hack5 community tab, if you did not see it there, asking what questions you may have. And first and foremost, someone asked, what is Hacker Summer Camp? Hacker Summer Camp is actually the week of Defcon, Black Hat, B-Sides Las Vegas, and several other conferences that occur in Las Vegas around the same time, around the same week. And it ends up taking up about a week and a half of cybersecurity professionals' time because they're just in Vegas for the week, hanging out with their friends, and people started calling it Hacker Summer Camp. John Jose Photography asks, Defcon, what are the best value for time activities? Networking. Most of the talks are recorded, are going to be published somewhere, are going to be up online. Go to one or two talks that you think are the most interesting to you and figure out if the other talks that you're interested in seeing are going to be available online. Prioritize the ones that are not going to be recorded, of course, but the best thing you can do is network and talk to people. Go to events where you're going to have the chance to talk with people you normally wouldn't get the chance to talk to, and figure out who you might want to spend more time with and make new friends while you're there. That's the biggest draw for me for Defcon. Please Encrypt asks, how does the Afterparty scene is like? I think they meant, what is the Afterparty scene like? There are parties available online that you can find to go hang out and meet new people. If you are at Defcon, though, you're probably going to either get handed a random card that's going to have a little challenge for you to be able to be invited into an invite-only party. There are a lot of invite-only parties at Defcon, so you have to know the right people. So the best thing you could do is just network and talk to people and ask them what they're doing that night and see if you could tag along. If this is your first Defcon ever going alone and not knowing anyone in the cybersecurity industry, I promise you everyone is really nice. When I first went in 2018, I did not know anybody in the cybersecurity industry. I had one friend, and he brought me along to all these different events with him, and I managed to meet a lot of awesome people through that. I will also say volunteering at Defcon has also helped me a lot in getting to know more people in the industry, as well as just getting to know more people at Defcon in general. So if you have a chance and you befriend a goon and you end up getting invited to volunteer, I highly recommend it. It's such a rewarding experience. I love being able to go and be a part of Defcon through the Hack5 experience, which really does at least energize me. I love giving back to the community. That's why I do what I do. My first year at Defcon in 2018, I did bring a burner phone, and it was a little much. I really did not end up needing it. I have been using Signal on my iPhone, and I've been very happy with how that's gone for me. I only use my laptop in my hotel room, haven't had any issues there. So if you're thinking about bringing all this extra technology and equipment and burner laptops, personally, I haven't found it valuable, but you each have your own threat model of what is and is not part of your tolerances. So definitely be aware of that. B. Clifford asks, is the Defcon merchant shirts worth the time in LineCon on day 0? If you have nothing else going on and there is a design that you are super passionate about, it is definitely worth the time. Personally, it is not worth the time for me. I am not someone who wears a lot of merch revolving around conferences or companies, so it's just not worth the time for me. But if there's something that you are super excited about, it could definitely be worth the time. I will say this year and last year, one of my biggest recommendations was a really good pair of shoes, comfortable shoes. I wore Hoka's the past 2 years, and they really helped save me because you are walking on very hard concrete for most of the event. So you're gonna wanna have very comfortable shoes with a lot of cushion for impact. So what's my one secret piece of advice for Defcon? Honestly, stickers. Having stickers that I custom made to give away that people are excited about is, one, really rewarding because gift giving is one of my love languages, so I love giving back. But two, it's a really great way to break the ice or move a conversation forward where I'm like, hey, also I made these stickers. Do you want one? Or like, hey, I saw that you're giving away stickers. I have some stickers. Do you want to do a swap? And then starting to talk to that person, ask them how they came up with their sticker ideas. It's a really great introductory way into talking to people that I think is super underrated if you're not sure how to break the ice. It might be a little bit too late to start making your stickers, but if you can get stickers made, I highly recommend some. Whether it's literally just a sticker of your logo, your name, or just your information. I have stickers that I made that are just like memes that I've thought of over time that I think are just really funny that I want to give out to the community. So that's kind of how I came up with my sticker ideas. So if you want one of my custom stickers, definitely come and find me. Personally, for this Defcon, I'm going to make a very big point to try and hang out more around the Hack 5 booth. So if you do want to see me, follow me on my socials, on my Instagram and my Twitter, where I'm going to post the hours that I'm going to be definitely present at the Hack 5 booth. I currently don't have that much on my schedule, so I definitely want to make sure that I can come through and say hi to everyone who wants to see me there. In addition, I have ordered a lot of awesome stickers. They're getting shipped. I'm going to have the traditional threat wire stickers as well as some other special stickers. If you do see me in the hallway and you do want to say hi, please come up and say hi to me. It brings me so much joy. And this is why I love going to DEF CON, is to see you all and get to talk to you. And that really is such a huge value add to me. So please come up and say hi if you see me. Instatrash asks, should I abandon Windows for Arch? Serious question. If you are someone that likes to set it and forget it, Windows. If you want to spend all the time in the world and enjoy repairing your computers, Arch. If you want to see me at something, you should definitely let me know what events you want to see me at. You could DM events to me on Instagram if you want. I have a little bit of a list, but I can guarantee that I am doing Feet Feud again this year for the 3rd year in a row. My friend Tibbs hosts it. It is a cybersecurity family feud. So if you want to see me make a mockery of myself and try to remember so many things I can't remember about cybersecurity as a software engineer, definitely come check it out. EP3K asked what my creator gear for vlogs is and what do I use. If I am going to be vlogging at DEF CON, I actually keep it pretty simple. I just use a DJI Osmo 3, I believe this is, and the attached mics if I am going to record things. But a lot of time I end up just switching to my iPhone at some point. So I do some blend of these two cameras and I'm always carrying these around. I have several tripods I actually own that I could bring. Probably going to leave this tripod that I just got on Amazon at the booth just so I could film shorts and things with creators. I added this MagSafe part to it and then I added this external monitor so I can see myself while I'm recording from the back camera. And I really like it. It's nothing super hyper specialized. I really should prioritize some sort of a backpack setup so I can actually like have a bunch of equipment with me in case I want to film. But I always try to go so minimal because there's so much walking at DEF CON that I want to not carry too much stuff. Oh, I haven't decided if I want to vlog DEF CON yet. If people do want me to vlog DEF CON, I can. Let me know. I think I was just going to prioritize filming shorts this year with different content creators and the like. I usually film a vlog on my personal YouTube channel, but if that is something that people want to see, let me know. I'd be happy to film a vlog again. DEF CON is my favorite week of the year, and I'm really looking forward to it. And don't forget to follow me over on Instagram if you want to see more content about my experience at Hacker Summer Camp or at DEF CON in general. But you could find me online everywhere at Ending with Allie. And remember, good luck, have fun, and don't get caught.